Good evening. Hello. Hey. Yeah, extra content. Very impromptu is the word I was going to find. Not apropos. Yeah, so we're going to be building I'm jamming myself. We're going to be building a dungeon today. I've got some lovely lo-fi beats to chill / relax to. And I think I'll give like a quick whistle-stop tour of Talespire, because I imagine some people haven't seen him before. It's a great thing. So, Talespire is a virtual table. Okay, I'm gonna have to switch headphones so I don't keep hearing my voice. Sorry about this. Talespire is a virtual tabletop where you can model things in 3D. If we switch on to build mode, you can see that we can place tiles and we can, basically do all the sort of things that you would expect. So start off with like a slab of grassland, put some stairs on it, and then, you know, just do whatever. What do we got here? Ooh, we could build a castle like this. I think my computer's going to be struggling a bit to run everything all at the same time, but we'll do what we can. There we go. 3 walls. Let me quickly open up my task manager. Actually, yeah. This is gonna be fine. It'll be fine. And then if we go to corners, there are some corners. There we are. Perfect. Put some corners down. There we go. Add a... Do we have a... Yeah, floor. 2x2 floor. And there we are, look. We can add another wall. Just pretend that it's... There's no door. You have to get in through the windows. But yeah, this is Talespire. You can toggle building mode off. You can roll dice, which is the main thing you need from a virtual tabletop, isn't it? Look at that, we rolled a 1 for our first thing. Which is not great. That's not a good sign for things to come. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Dice are fun, and you can roll a lot of dice in Talespire. Look. Let's roll a fireball. Blech. There they go, all over the place. 28. But one of the more important things than dice is actually getting monsters on the board. So let's go to humanoids. We can have like this frog warrior. He's cool. Look at him. Excuse me. Yeah, so this game has tons of miniatures and stuff in it, which is great. You can move them about. You can set up encounters and adventures and all that sort of thing, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Today we are going to build a dungeon from scratch. And the way that we're going to do this is by getting rid of that one for a bit. So I have this book, which I will send out a link to. It is by a guy named It is by a guy named... Oh, come on, don't tell me you're going to... Matthew J. Finch, there we are. Matt Finch and Bill Webb. And this book is really good. Spoiler warning for Bucksnick. I'm probably not going to use this for my next campaign, don't worry. This book has tons of great tables for like... let's go to chapter 1 and start off. Ugh, that's a bit big. So we've got... an adventure is the setting in which the players make decisions for their characters. It doesn't matter whether you're running a science fiction role-playing game, an Old West role-playing game, or a fantasy role-playing game. Players making decisions is what it's all about. From your perspective as the adventure designer, there are lots of tricks you can use to make a good adventure into a great adventure. But if you ignore the importance of player decisions, you risk making an otherwise good adventure into a failed gaming experience, both for you and for your players. Thus, the cardinal rule of adventure design: seek to maximize the number of meaningful, potentially informed decisions the players can make during the course of the adventure. So, there's lots and lots of very good advice for adventure design, but there's also just like tables, just tables and tables, and this is the stuff that we're probably going to be using the most of today. Oh, I realized why did I turn my face angry? There we go. Don't know when that happened. But yeah, tables are so good, and this book has so many tables. It has like 35. There are 4. It's made up of 4 like sub books. There's principles and starting points, monsters, dungeon design, non-dungeon adventure design, and each of them has dozens and dozens of tables. So let's start off. Oh, where's a good place to start? We could start with the... do we want to start with the setting? The location? Or do we want to start with the... necessary elements of a masterpiece adventure? Backstory, location, opposition, variation of challenge, exploration, race against time, resource management, milestones and conclusions, and continuation options. Okay. Well, let's just start at the beginning. Let's start with backstory. It's like, what happened to change this location to a normal place into a dangerous place of adventure? Oh, well, okay. Let's not start with that. Let's start with the location. Because we gotta know what we're gonna be building for the Talespire. I think the dungeon for me is gonna be more important than the adventure itself, but we can see. So I am going to roll some dice. Let me go back to Talespire, and we're gonna roll some dice. We're gonna roll a percentile die 4 times on this first table. So, going back into Talespire. Blip. What do we get? Starting off with 62. That is... grey. Okay, good start. I'm going to make a note of these things so we can keep it in mind as we go along. $85. That is outpost of the grey outpost of the. All right, 2 more. Blip. 23. That is crocodile hyphen grey outpost of the crocodile. The crocodile what? What could it be? Bleh. 81, which is scholar. The crocodile scholar. Okay. So that's quite an evocative location title. Let me do this. Wait, there we are. I've got a Google Chrome window open with a Google Docs. So we can do some brainstorming. Grey Outpost of the Crocodile Scholar. So is it a crocodile who is a scholar, or a scholar who studies crocodiles, or both? Sounds like a fun character. So let's go back to Talespire quickly, because I know for a fact we have some crocodiles. Let's have a look at our library. We have lizard folk as well. I think that's what this guy is. I think this guy's a lizard folk. So we could say that he's a crocodile man, a killer croc, if you will. Just go to animals, beasts. There we are. Yeah, we got a crocodile. Oh, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Okay. Steve Irwin reborn as a croc. Oh, it could be. Could be an environmentalist who's like, crocodiles are beautiful, gentle creatures, and also I am a crocodile. Now, let me quickly boop. I've got here the Archives of Nethys, which is the canonical resource for all things Pathfinder 2nd edition, and 1st edition and Starfinder, but Pathfinder 2 is what we're going to be thinking about now. And we have, let's go down. I've already got it filtered so that it's only things from the bestiaries 1, 2, and 3, and only things up to level 5, because that will be the limit for a first level party. But if we search for crocodiles, yeah, we've got crocodiles and we've got were-crocodiles. So let's open those tabs up and let's have a look. Crocodiles are found basking on riverbanks, lurking in swamps or floating in lakes. They're usually indistinguishable from logs when viewed from afar, at least until they attack. Alligators have similar statistics, but because they often live in more temperate climates, they endure cold temperatures better. Unlike alligators, crocodiles can tolerate salt water. Ah, I did not know that alligators were crocodiles. Here, crocodiles! The curse of the were-crocodile instills powerful hunger, urges violent displays of dominance, and amplifies greed. That's quite cruel. I think crocodiles are better than that. Do you know how you tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator? An alligator will see you later, but a crocodile will see you in a while. Okay, so I think this is a good place to start. I'm going to copy this, and we're going to make some. Oh, we could also use a level 9 crocodile. We're not going to. I like the were-crocodile. I think that's a good thing. And we have here crocodiles can hold their breath for about 2 hours, which is a bit bonkers. Yeah, 2 hours. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling we're going to put this level in a swamp of some kind. And let me show you a cool trick. Talespire has a water level, which you can raise. Look at that. You can like flood the entire area. Well, one thing I really like to do is you can also make creatures fly. But if you make them fly to the surface of the water, they look like they're swimming. Isn't that cool? I like that. Okay. So, we're working under the assumption that we're going to be using crocodiles. But the second part of that idea is, it's the grey outpost of the crocodile scholar. So, does the Crocodile Scholar still live here? Or it's an outpost, so it's not likely their home base. So let's think. Outpost. We'll do a quick mind map. What do we think of when we think of outposts? We think like a research station, maybe, or a forward operating base. Perhaps he was collecting samples or performing experiments. Now, I always get confused between Killer Croc and the lizard from Spider-Man. Killer Croc is a supervillain. Originally a sideshow wrestler, he suffers from a rare genetic condition. Oh, okay. So he wasn't actually a crocodile. He just looks like a crocodile. Well, that's a bit of a shame. I was sort of hoping he would be more crocodilic. Okay, so we're not going to use this guy. What's the lizard? Comics. Of course, crocodiles are not lizards. That is Curtis Connor. Isn't he a YouTuber? A fictional character appearing in American comic books. Oh dear, his OBS. Please OBS. Please everything. Don't freeze up on me. Okay, we're all right. A geneticist researching the abilities of certain reptiles to regrow missing limbs. He developed a lizard DNA-based serum that would allow humans to do the same. We'll keep that in mind, but I think maybe we'll come back to it. Okay, meanwhile, let's also have a look at some of the other tables that we've got. We've actually got 2 location overviews tables, but I think I'm going to stick with Grey Outpost of the Crocodile Scholar, just because that's nice and easy. But we could do Purpose. Table 1-2 is not used in conjunction with. It is an alternative approach. Okay. Well, we don't want an alternative because we're okay with our Grey Outpost. If we get stuck, we might come back to one of the other ones. Here's what I was looking for. Let's think about why the players are coming here. Like what they're hoping to find. Maybe he doesn't like living in the swamp. Maybe. We'll think about it. And actually, I think if we go to book 3... I hate that it always goes to 167% zoom. Okay, so let's have a look at elements of the adventure. We have the location. It's an outpost of a crocodile scholar. Maybe the backstory is that he was... I don't want to just say, oh, he was a wizard who went mad, you know? Like, I kind of like my villains to be a bit more sympathetic, but then if this is just going to be a... like a first level dungeon, maybe keeping it simple is fine. So, let's have a look. We've got the time element, some sort of race against time, possibly a major factor, possibly a minor factor. Well, the race against time could certainly be until the full moon, or before the full moon, couldn't it? We could say time factor before the full moon, because that's when the crocodile will transform into a were-crocodile, or the human man. Before the next full moon. And what else do we have? The motivational element. got information. I'm just going to jot these headings down on my Google form sheet thing. Tactical, monstrous, movement, miscellaneous. Okay, let's have a look at race against time. The most important feature of any adventure is the race against time. Virtually all good adventures contain a race against time, although the degree to which the race against time is a feature of the adventure can vary quite a bit. In a lair-type adventure, a pressing race against time can be used to prevent the adventure from dragging. On the other hand, in a mega dungeon, where player choice is at its maximum, the race against time might be little more than limitations on food and light, hit points and spells. This is sort of what the resource management thing is up here. Every delay to check for secret doors or inspect areas for potential traps increases the risk that adventurers will be attacked and weakened by wandering monsters before they can find one of the dungeon's treasure hoards. Okay. It is worth noting that one adventure type reverses the race against time concept, and that is the hold out for reinforcements type of adventure, in which the characters are under a siege of some kind, but can expect help if they hold out long enough. In this case, it is the monsters rather than the players who are faced with this adventure's underlying race against time. Okay, so let's have a think. Let's have a look over the different races that we have here. An item held by the party or a protective spell loses power as time passes. Maybe. A villainous plot will come to fruition shortly unless the players can stop it from happening. The volcano erupting or the rain of fire starting as examples. That's sort of what we want. That's sort of a were-crocodile thing. Another group of adventurers is racing for the same prize. No. Crops will fail. Environmental conditions in the area becoming more dangerous. No. That doesn't sound right. Income tax. I've tried imposing tax on my players before and they've not liked it. Living expenses, no thank you. Monster building or creating a powerful weapon. Something like a sea. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I just need to pick something up. I swear I am so clumsy. Too big for my own good. Okay, what else we got? Monster building a powerful weapon. Monsters or opponents receive reinforcements as adventure proceeds. Monsters will change to more powerful form at certain time. That's what we're thinking of. We're thinking of the were type. That's the second time in a minute that I've dropped something on the floor. I am so sorry. Okay, let us quickly switch back to Chrome and have a look at were crocodiles, because I think there was something on this page that I wanted to... Also, I'm going to open up this picture. Just excellent design. Excellent character design. Were creatures. Afflicted were creatures. One can be born a true were creature to any were creature parent. A true were creature is always a were creature and retains the same memories and most of the same statistics in all forms. A true were creature also has full control over its shape changing, except during the full moon when the transformation is irresistible. There is no known way to break the curse on a true were creature. Affected werewolves receive their curse from the bite of another were creature. That seems like that should be were creatures, shouldn't it? Which could have... That's a weird place to use that sort of contraction. An afflicted were creature may be unaware of its curse because it retains no memories of its transformations, gets no benefit from being a were creature when not transformed, and has no conscious control over its transformation. Okay. When a full moon appears in the night sky... Wait, let's see. Does this guy have Moon Frenzy? Yeah, it does. And Curse of the Were-Crocodile. I do like these sorts of things because it's like when you can inflict werewolfism or were-crocodilism upon your players. That's really fun. Okay. So, Moon Frenzy. When a full moon appears in the night sky, the were-creature must enter its hybrid form, can't change shape thereafter, becomes one size larger, increases its reach by 5 feet, and increases the damage of its jaws by 2. That's pretty good. I really like how they decided to deal with were-creatures in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Like, I did like them in Pathfinder 1st Edition, but it just makes a lot more sense the way that they handle them in 2nd Edition. It makes for a much easier time. So you just have the thing which says, where is it? Each shape has a specific persistent appearance. In humanoid shape, the were-creature uses its original humanoid size, loses its jaws and claws strikes, and gains a melee fist strike that deals bludgeoning damage equal to the slashing damage dealt by its claw. In animal shape, its speed and size change to that of the animal. It gains any special strike effects that the animal had, and loses its weapon strikes. And it presents the hybrid form here. So it tells you what it loses rather than what it gains. Because the hybrid creature has kind of both. Yeah. Okay, I think dealing with a were-crocodile is probably a great place to start. And saying that the race against time is the full moon. That's good. So let's. Sorry, I need to rearrange my OBS at some point, but today is not that point. Races against time. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the full moon because that's nice and easy. The motivational element, selling the adventure to the party. Another very important factor in all adventures is making the players want to undertake the adventure. Unless you want your campaign to be an endless series of situations in which the characters are forced into adventure after adventure, dint of blackmail, high-handed kings, and other railroading devices, you will need to entice the players into choosing the prepared adventure of their own free will. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at the enticements to peril that they give. Ability to move inconspicuously in certain groups. Additional form of movement. Swim or breathe water. We could consider this one, because perhaps the crocodile's research was helping them, like swamp navigation. Better equipment. Bonuses to saving throws. Cure disease. Could also be that. Maybe the crocodile man is working on diseases. Enhanced alertness. Enhanced ability to cast spells. To hear, to see. Gain experience points or levels. That one's a bit sort of abstract, you know? Like, I feel like most players want to do quests because it means their characters will level up. But that's not saying super much. So gain forgiveness or pardon for prior actions. Given that we're making this as like the first event that the players do, I don't think we really need forgiveness or anything. Hit points, physical appearance, rate of attacks or speed of actions, improvement in initiative, in movement rate, bonus to class ability, strength or other ability score, additional language, money payments, permit travel. Permit travel could be interesting. So what if the crocodiles are... What if there's a swamp that the players need to traverse, or that maybe other people need to traverse, but the crocodiles are sort of blocking the way, or like interfering with things. Remove a curse, remove or reverse aging. I mean, removing a curse would also work. Like if an NPC had been afflicted with were-crocodilism. Actually, I'm going to stop calling it that. Hang on. Because the reason we call it lycanthropy is because lycan is the Greek word for wolf, and anthropos is person. So it's literally wolf person-ism. Lycanthrope, Greek, lycanthropos, wolf human. Yes. So, therianthropy is the general term. But if we go to translate.google.co.uk, oh, one sec. Help, I'm down with the sickness. Okay. So, if we search for crocodile, Greek tells us is crocodilos. So maybe we call it crocodanthropy? Crocanthropy? They have the same. They probably didn't encounter alligator, did they? Oh, alligatoras. Crocanthropy. Yeah, crocodanthropy, crocodilanthropy, crocoanthropy. Crocanthropy, crocodanthropy, or crocodile anthropy. Those are our options. Crocanthropy, crocodanthropy. Why is it decided that these two are perfectly cromulent words, but this one is the one where it takes issue? Surely these two words are equally made up, right? Okay. Well, that'll do for now. I think we've got the enticement to peril. Like, perhaps the players want to lure to... I keep just completely losing my train of thought, sorry. Perhaps the players want to learn how to hold their breath for a long time, or perhaps they want to cross the swamps where the crocodiles make their home. What if the crocodile scholar was a powerful wizard who kept the crocodiles under control, but since disappearing? I'll think about that. The information element, the tactical element. A good adventure begins with... Wait, am I on the right thing? I need like a third monitor. Yeah, okay, we're on the right thing. A good adventure begins with snippets of information the players can use, should provide both useful and useless clues in the middle of adventure, and conclude with some sort of revelation that most people don't know. The revelation doesn't have to be anything earth-shattering. It could be as simple as the fact that the monsters came into this area because there was a famine in their normal hunting grounds. In many cases, the revelation is either why the area became dangerous, or the fact that the monsters are actually in service of some greater threat. In many cases, the revelation of this underlying mystery may be the start knowledge for another adventure if the players decide to act upon it, but this isn't necessary and can actually begin to feel formulaic if the new adventure hook becomes a standard feature in each and every one of your adventures, session after session. And then okay. That is good to keep in mind. So we'll think of what the twist is going to be, or not the twist, but the revelation. I think it's probably going to be something to do with the crocodile scholar himself. Okay, so let's have a look at the next couple of tables. The tactical element. Certain types of challenges are common to all adventures, whether wilderness or subterranean. The table below could be used for minor challenges, similar to solving a trap or trick, but they can also be used to get ideas for the sorts of large challenges that define a mission. Okay. So we've got... Every adventure should have at least a couple of real showcase locations, but these aren't necessarily tactical. Okay. So, for example, we've got attach properly, balance upon, break out, down or through, chase after or race against, choose between, climb down to, climb up to, close, detach properly, drop into, duck beneath, find something, fish out, go across, go through, go under, jump over. Okay. Tactical situations. So I think it's probably a good place to start that we think about the water, because that's sort of a home field advantage for the crocs, isn't it? So if we go here and we go, many areas of the outpost are submerged, forcing the players to hold their breath and swim. In some areas they can wade, but it's difficult terrain. The crocs have a distinct home field advantage. Yeah. So crocodiles are definitely going to be the main enemies, I guess. Or maybe not the main enemies. Maybe there's only going to be like a couple of crocodiles. Can we get it so just his nose is sticking out? There we are. I love it when crocodiles like just kind of pretend to be logs. It's really cute. Meh. Okay. I'm going to delete all these. And actually, you know what? Let's just delete everything so far. We'll leave the we'll leave this little frog guy and this little lizard guy. Those two can stay, and the crocodile, of course. But in seriousness, though, swamp dwelling. Let's see if we can find or think about some monsters. Now this is one of the things I really struggle at, is like just deciding where to start. But I think we've got a good foundation, in that we want to have crocodiles and a were-crocodile, and we want some of the area to be submerged. So let us think. We got a lot of ruiny things, which is good. Let's turn the grid on so I can actually see what I'm doing. That's a bit high. That'll do. So we can put down things like castle ruins. These sort of ruined walls with battlements and things like that. Oh, I turned on the cut plane. Can we turn that off? There we are. Yeah. Don't know if we're going to use battlements specifically, because that looks a lot less like a... Well, it's called an outpost, so maybe we will. Maybe we will use... sorry, let me just change which order my screens are in. Maybe we will use some sort of... like a watchtower. Let's have like a ruined watchtower. With one side can be like completely collapsed, and then the others will have like battlements at the top. You do have to kind of make everything in squares in this game, which is a bit frustrating, but like I don't know, there are other tools out there for non-square based things. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Do we have... Okay, we don't have like a proper wall, so let's just go to the castle ones. And these are a bit nice. Yeah, it almost seems like... Oops. Yeah, okay. Got a bit of an idea. Put that there. Then we'll do... These are like the wooden floors which collapse, aren't they? Yeah. So we can put that sort of like that. To have half a floor. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty good. Actually, let's finish building up to the top. I think probably two stories would do it. So we'll do up to swamp or poison swamp? Well, that is the question, isn't it? That's the question we always have to ask ourselves. I'm sort of inclined to not go poison swamp just because, by virtue of the fact that I kind of hate poison swamps. And I feel like if I inflicted it upon any players, they would hate it as well. But it is a valid question. So... non-poison swamps are fun. I mean, the thing is, I feel like the reduced mobility that the players suffer is going to be annoyance enough. But of course, we can have some poisonous enemies. Like, if we go down to... Yeah. We got... Ooh, forgot about this guy. We got a tree ant. That's pretty cool. Some of the models in this game are just so great, so excellent. And we do also have this sort of fungoid creature. We have a couple of fungoid creatures actually. So let's. It feels like it makes sense, you know, to have. Oh, this one's so tiny. Look at this. Look at this one. So mad because small. Is it incongruous though to have plants and fungi guarding a crocodile-y place? Ooh, I've had an idea. So there's a sort of bird. Honk. It's a lovely day in town, and you are a horrible there's a sort of bird which has like a symbiotic relationship with crocodiles, in that it will basically pick bits of scrap food out of their mouths. Like they're, I don't know what they're officially called. They're probably like something like the toothbrush bird, but they will actually just, and the crocodiles will let them, you know, because crocodiles can't brush their own teeth. Yeah. Okay. So let me do a quick think. I think we're still kind of in the planning phase more than anything. The movement element, monstrous element, miscellaneous challenges. Yeah. Okay, let's just take what we got. Oh, there was this one thing that was in the news the other day that, like, apparently crocodiles, or maybe alligators, I forget which, they'll like they'll wear hats made out of sticks. We don't entirely understand why, but we know that they do it. Yeah. Okay, we got plants. It is cute, isn't it? Ooh, we got lily pads. We got things like ferns. We've got cactuses, bamboo. Ah, here's what I was looking for. Bulrushes. Can the crocodile... Question. Can the crocodile move through them? Nope. Nope. There. Looks like it can. Nope, it looks like it can't. That's a little bit annoying. Little bit annoying. It would be great if you could like set these things so that they don't have collision and the crocodiles can move through them. Because like having creatures move through tall grass would be really fun. Like imagine if you had like a cornfield and velociraptors were pursuing you through it. Like the one good scene from The Lost World. Okay, so let us... We'll divide the adventure into like four parts, 3 parts. We'll divide it into Control B. Nope, that is incorrect. That is incorrect. Control B. We'll do headings. Heading. Players must navigate the swamp. Places hidden. Survival checks? Question mark. Guarded by Fae and plant creatures. We'll let that spin. Guarded by Fae and plant creatures. And then there's the dungeon itself. Dungeon. And we'll have subheadings for this. Crocodile... No. Entrance. How big are outposts usually? That's a question. Like, what is an outpost? Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say we have... We can divide it up based on, like, encounters. So, we'll see how many ideas for encounters we have. 1. crocodiles below the surface of the water. I think, hang on. Yeah. Let me crocodiles are so funny. Like they don't actually like swim usually. They'll just poke their heads up and walk along the bottom. They can swim. They just a lot of the time will not. Because, you know, it's easier to do this. Okay, so crocodiles hide below the surface of the water or obscured by vegetation. When the players get too close, the crocodiles snap at them and combat begins. Number 2. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll have the crocodile. Where crocodile? Is it the crocodile scholar himself? Do the players find out? Are we just gonna have the one were crocodile? Or are we going to have more than one? Because were crocodiles are only 2nd level, which means we could have... let me remind myself, because I forget the rules for encounter design in Pathfinder 2. I don't think it's going to be in this section, actually. This is the running modes of play, not the creating encounters. There we are. So, if we're assuming that the players are at first level when they encounter the were crocodile is going to be worth 60 experience. So we could have 2 of them, but probably not more than that. Or we could have 1 were crocodile plus something else. And then there is this character adjustment thing. So if we wanted to, we could... You know what, let's say... Let's go here. 1 times were crocodile level 2, 60 XP. And then crocodiles themselves. Did I? Okay, no, this is the same. This is the same thing. Let's filter by type. Let's say, can we have animals? No, can we have plants and fae and fungi, please? Oh, when it loads up. Come on. Maybe he's not going to do it. Okay, we'll do it this way. The slightly older-fashioned way. Fae, fungus, and plant. And you know what? Ooze for good measure. Sources. Bestiaries 1 to 3. Search. crocodiles are also challenge rating 2. So we couldn't use more than 2 of them in the same encounter. Now, are we going to have an actual underwater encounter, or are we just going to have an underwater set piece? Because the two are quite different. Combat underwater can be kind of bogged down by really weird rules, but okay, let's see. We've got arboreals, basidirons, brownies, leshies, Kalathgar. What is this? I don't recognize the name. Mysterious predatory plants that grow in the depths of densest frozen forests. Okay. So these are actually like intelligent plants, but they're cold. Let's ignore that then. We could have dryads, duende, dvorovoi, flytrap leshies. Flytraps might be good actually. Underwater combat is weird. I think it would probably be better if what we did was, rather than having them have to like force them to swim, if we have an area where like, par exemple, we could have let's just go here. Boop. We can have like a couple of islands, and then maybe we could have pontoons between them, like these. Like this sort of thing. But even if, you know, we could have these, you know, these bridges to get through, but it keep stammering. Like at its deepest point, we could just have it so that the water is only like waist deep at worst. Like, so they wouldn't have to swim underneath it, but wading through it would be difficult terrain for them. And then maybe we could have the crocodiles target the pontoons, like destroy the terrain and get the player, like knock the players into the water. There's a boss fight in Twilight Princess, which is like that. Actually, there's boss fights in a lot of games that are like that. Okay, so we'll go for that. We'll say rather than fighting underwater, we'll have an opportunity where players in waist-deep water or small islands connected by pontoons. Yeah, it's a swamp fight meme. Ooh. Give me a second. Sorry. Speaking of swamp fight memes, get out of me swamp. Yeah, so players in waist-deep water or small islands connected by pontoons. If knocked prone or pinned while in the water, they do risk drowning. Crocodiles will try to drag them under. And we can say that the waist-deep water isn't difficult terrain for the crocodiles, and they can use their swim speeds in it. Waist-deep water is difficult terrain for players, but crocodiles can swim through it. Yeah. Crocodiles have this death roll ability. It's a thing that they do. This is a fun fact for you, that crocodiles, they don't like... this is the way that they tear meat off their prey, is they just spin around. So this seems quite fun. We'll probably only have one crocodile since they are large creatures. And maybe this will be sort of the... Now, the problem is, I like using single creatures, but like... crocs can't chew, no. They only have... sharp cutting teeth. So they'll rip bits off, but they can't chew. You're absolutely right. Here's another fun fact for you. Crocodile teeth interlock, whereas alligator teeth overlap. So if you see a crocodile, if you see like this sort of zigzaggy pattern, that's a crocodile. And if you see alligator... you'd like a science and or nature fact? Okay, well, this is sort of also a linguistics fact. The word alligator comes from the Spanish el lagarto, which means the lizard. Yeah, if you only see the top teeth, it's an alligator. But if you see both sets of teeth, it's a crocodile. Oh, they're so cute. Okay. The original lizard. Now, Pathfinder does have... yeah, all you other lizards are just imitating, so won't the real lizard please stand up? What's it called? Mogaru, I think. Yeah. Pathfinder has kaiju. And in first edition, they are like things that you can fight. In second edition, they are treated more appropriately as forces of nature. They were mythic tier in Pathfinder, which is basically after you reach 20th level, you could keep going, I think. That's actually one of the books I don't have. So you could fight these kaiju. But in Pathfinder 2nd edition, which doesn't have mythic tier just yet, they don't have stats. You can't fight kaiju, even if you want to. Because if you could, you would lose. And Brokos is his name. Brokos. So this guy is a swampy guy. Admittedly, two of the others are also swampy, but this guy seems the swampiest. Man, look at that artwork. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. So we will... I'll show you another fun feature of Talespire, actually. So... you can separate a campaign up into boards. So you can have like multiple different maps. Let's go create a new board. So yeah, you can see that like everything's gone, but then we can switch back to it. It's great. So this one is going to be called Crocodile Swamp Encounter. And the other one is going to be the actual, like, dungeon. So, we'll keep that. Okay, so if we go to nature, we want swampy things, which is these 4. We could also, the jungly ones look actually kind of okay, so maybe we'll think about using those too. That was the other one I just used, yeah. Right, there we go. There's some jungly things. Okay, so let us think. The crocodile can move. Let's drag open a crocodile. Can I actually? There is a way of like favoriting things along down here. Do I just do it by dragging? Nope. Drag. I can star it. Ooh, it's right click and drag. There we go. Okay, so a crocodile can move 25 feet. In the water, at least. Let me show you another thing. As you can set the unit name, feet, and tile size, 5. So, oops. Crocodile. We can move a crocodile. That's their speed. About. That's how long it takes them to catch up with a player in the water. Players, of course, will move about half that speed because most player characters will have a speed of 25 feet and move at half speed in the water. So 12.5 feet. Like that. Which means if they fall into the water, the crocodile's going to get them. Like, pretty handily. Let's quickly have a double check on this. You get plus 11 stealth while in water, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay. I mean, the problem is, like, as soon as the players, like, corner the crocodile, I worry that the crocodile's going to go down really quickly and not be able to do anything terribly interesting. Like, that is really one of the problems with, like, having a single strong enemy. If it doesn't have, like, ranged options, the players can all just gang up on it. Like that JoJo meme. And it feels kind of cheap to just add more creatures if the players are doing too well, you know? Like, it does cheapen their sense of accomplishment. So I'd rather avoid doing that if I can. But a second level creature is called in the game a low or moderate threat boss. But it is a low level encounter. So we could add something else. So something of level 1, 0, or -1. Let's have a look at the creature. Could have some gremlins. Could have some leshies, sprites, Nyctera, Pugwampy, sewer ooze. What do vine leshies do? They love to explore and collect tales to share. Same hat. They're curious without being reckless. Other cultures interest them greatly, and they can build friendships quickly as they trade stories with traveling companions. Oh, they're cute. They also feel a pull toward protection, much like other leshies. They tend to protect a ward only for a brief period of danger before the leshy's wanderlust drives them onward into the unknown. That's interesting. We could use like an amoeba swarm, maybe. What would that be? That would be an extra 40 experience, putting it up to 100, which is between moderate and severe. Yeah. No, actually, I don't like that. I don't like that idea. What about other sorts of? What if we go for animals? I'll get there in a sec. Okay, let's have a think about the were crocodile and the encounter that would be. So it's aquatic ambush. What does that even mean? I forget about this. Aquatic ambush, please. The monster moves up to its swim speed plus 10 feet toward the triggering creature, traveling on water and on land. Once the creature is in reach, the monster makes a strike against it. The creature is flat-footed against this strike. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Interesting that it says it has the triggering creature when this is an action and not a reaction. But I guess that's just the way some of these abilities work. Okay, Amphispina, Army Ant Swarm, Badger, Bloodseeker. That's what they call Sturges in this edition, I think. Yeah, Sturge. These guys. Bunyip, Camel, Cave Fisher, Cave Scorpion, Centipede Swarm, Cockroach Swarm, Common Eurypterid, Compsognathus. There's our boy. Fen Mosquito Swarm. That would be challenge rating 3, and that would be more difficult than the crocodile itself. Yeah, not sure I want to go for a mosquito swarm. Certainly not in the same encounter as the crocodile, because I want the crocodile to be like the main deal, you know? Giant leech, possibly. Let's have a look. Weaknesses, Salt 5. That's fun. So what this means, weaknesses in Pathfinder 2nd edition, if you deal any amount of damage to a creature, it adds on the amount of damage from its weakness. So if you just throw salt at it, you can deal 5 damage to it. even if you don't have like a assault weapon, salt blade. Salt blade. Now there's an idea. Now, the question is there a leech in Talespire? I suspect the answer is no. There's a snake and a centipede. Yeah, these are close enough. One of these or one of these. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, a giant leech and a regular crocodile. And then we'll have the players enter from some direction. There we are. So if they're standing on one of these platforms, they're safe. If they're not, they're in the water. Go down. You can go away. Actually, we'll put you up to the correct level. There's this thing that you can do where you can just set the water build display to a flat plane rather than a shimmering watery thing, which I think is quite useful. Okay, yeah, we're going to use these sorts of things. Probably have like really narrow pontoons between the places. It wouldn't make much sense for them to be super wide, would it? And perhaps actually the goal for the players isn't to kill the innocent creatures protecting their home, but perhaps they start at one end and have to make it to the other end. Perhaps that's the challenge. Yeah, we could go with that. And if that's the height of the pontoons, we can raise that up so we may meet it. Zoom in as far as we can. Is that gonna be good enough? Doop, doop, doop. That looks fine to me. Yeah, now it looks like they are just sort of floating on top of the water. And you can see that the water does actually clip into anything that's like the right height, which I think is actually a really nice feature. But I hope eventually they include... ooh, music's run its course. Okay. Let me change the channel, change the track. There we go. Right, so if the players start at one end and have to make it to the other end, and the obstacles in their way are a crocodile and a leech, that's a good place to start. But now the question remains, how do we actually design the area to sort that out? Hello, Boric, welcome Raiders. Glad to have you all here. We are playing Talespire. We are making a crocodile-y themed... well, we are going to make a dungeon at some point, but for the moment I'm just sort of stretching my skills and making a combat arena. I will give you a proper shout out. Hang on. Exclamation mark. S-O. Snuggly Boric. The Magic Circle. That sounds very interesting. Is that about magic and or circles? Is it a game about geometry wizards? You were doing a little bit of level design at the end of your stream? That's great. It's great. Level design is fun. Hard. Really hard, but fun. Like at the moment I'm trying to design a swamp with some pontoons in it, and that's all. And it's causing me a bit of trouble. The Grey Outpost. The Grey Outpost. I will add the title if you give me a second. Text. Okay. There we go. A big nerdy meta-narrative about game development by the same team as the Blackout Club. Ah! That's excellent. I know that the... how do I change this? How do I change this? Nope, that is compressing it. Reset. Oh, I guess I'll just have to do it manually. One sec. There we are. Put that at the top of the screen to remind you what we're doing. I still haven't really interpreted what grey means in this context. Because it could be any number of things. 3x2? No. Right. We're not going to worry too much about making it pretty, actually. I'll use these 3 blocks and that's it. So if we say... Overcast? It could be. It could be. Maybe it's rainy. Yeah, well, the crocodiles would like that, wouldn't they? There we go. Okay, let's say that they have this gap to cross. That is what we're going to go for. Now you can change the ambience in Talespire, which I think is really, really cool. Like you can change the lighting and the post-processing, and the game has frozen for me. It always hates it when I do a Control X. But there we are. Put that over there. That looks like it's lined up. Yep, there we are. So the players start on one side, and they have to get to the other side. That looks fair, right? How big is this? 113 feet. So actually a player could... If a player had a direct line, they could cross it in like 2 turns. By dashing. Oh yeah, let me show you the atmosphere settings. You can change the ambience to rain medium, and we can change the direction of the sun and the height of the sun. So you can make it, well, that would be sunrise, and that would be sunset. I always forget which way around they are. That's sunset. And that's sunrise. But you can also say, hey, let's just make it green. And that makes everything green. Green slump. That looks good. That looks good. What's the fog multiplier? keep that where it is. Okay, apply. Yeah. So now we've got the players. And actually, let me grab an adventurer for us. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Really helps with the immersion. I just finished running a like a desert campaign, and Talespire was really good for that sort of thing because you could make it super bright and sunny, but also give it a bit of a yellow haze. One thing I really want to point out, actually, torch. You can give each character their own little light source that moves with them. Isn't that fun? And you can see it's actually like proper dynamic, so it casts shadows. Also, here's our crocodile friend. Yeah. And if you click on this guy, and right click here, and go attack. Pow! Isn't it great? I love this program so much. Magic missile. Zap. Yeah. So this will be one of our adventurers. And let's actually switch to build mode. You know what I'm going to do, actually? This is another thing. Let me show you what we can do. We can do... there's a GM overlay, which gives you like all the information. And you can add things like marker blocks, which like let you change the elevation. But you can also add atmosphere blocks. So if I right click on this and go apply, you can see it goes back to the green rainy. But if I want to have it be normal when I'm working, I can just do that. And then, you know, when I want to go back to that, I can just come over here. Okay. One thing I do want to know, actually, is can the players see this far? Come on, Snake. Where did you go? Snake? Snake? There we go. Put the snake on here. Because if you click on a guy and then you see there's little eye icons over everybody they have line of sight on. But the thing is, it doesn't work at an infinite distance. There comes a point when it has to stop. So yeah, a player standing here can see all the way over here. Or can get a visual indication of people all the way over here. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out like one path. Like one path. That's... Oh yeah. Draw out one path. So we're gonna I think 4 tiles for a pontoon is like probably the maximum we want to do. Like we don't want to do much longer than that. But we could do 1, 2, or 3 tiles. Put these things here, and then like I'll make some of these islands bigger in a second, and then add some extra branching paths, which I think will be good. I want slightly higher. No, we'll focus on like the actual layout and then add polish and like make sure we've got everything correct at a later date. Like a block of 4, block of 4, block of 4 over here. Maybe a thing of 2. Maybe a 1, maybe a 1, maybe a thing of 2. And then we can add some little extras using this boy. Like here, 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 there, there. We do want to add some variation to the like the verticality, but we'll do that in a second. That looks good. That looks good. Then we can add some more to these things and call that done in terms of layout. That looks good to me, right? Now we just have to like connect it all up with pontoons. Now here's a question. No, this isn't really a question. This is just a thing. Like, I think these channels should be at their narrowest point still wide enough for the crocodile to get through. How big is a giant leech? Let's go back to the. Let's go back to Chrome. It looks like a swampy area, all right. Yeah. Oops. No. There. How big is a giant leech? They're only giant leeches are only medium creatures, which means they can get through 5-foot wide channels. But crocodiles are large creatures, which means they need a 2-tile wide channel to get through. So, in theory, right, the crocodile, let's turn build mode off. The crocodile could like move up to here, through here, but he couldn't get through there. But the leech could. The leech could go through there. Maybe that'll be the thing. Like the players have to work out how to avoid these challenges. I think the crocodile could probably also move through these. It would be nice if you could like set it to clip through. But alas. Yeah, okay, so that looks like a swamp. So players start at one end, have to get to the other end, and let us use some more of these to set up like things like this. Maybe there, maybe there. Maybe it would actually be good if the players didn't have a full straight path, and instead they did have to like jump at certain points. Would that be interesting? Like there has to be an area at which they get in the water. The crocodile has aquatic ambush, which means it can move very quickly on its first turn and make a lot of attacks. I think the issue of drowning is not going to be such a big deal in this area. Right, now we just need to like raise everything up to the correct level. A 5-foot jump is possible, definitely. Yeah, that's I don't think that's unreasonable. They could leap it if they wanted to, or they could, just stay, like go into the water for a little bit. Oh, hydrate. Thank you, Jen. Sip, sip. Right. Let's just finish raising everything up. We can add some height variation a bit later. Oh, and thank you for the stretch redeem, Aftons. Oh, hey, yeah. Got to be careful not to stretch too much. I don't know if I mentioned on stream before, but I've done something to my elbow, right? I don't know what exactly, but I'm going in for an X-ray in a couple of weeks' time, just to like get it looked at, because it's making noises that it's not supposed to make. So hopefully they don't find anything. But it's my first X-ray. I'm actually pretty excited about it. You know, is that weird? I don't know. There we go. What I could do if I was feeling like really cruel was like if there was a 10-foot wide channel here. Sounds like you'll need. If there was a 10-foot wide channel there, oops, get rid of that. Bad joke. Okay. Okay. Well, here's one that's slightly apropos. How do you know if there's a crocodile in your fridge? Footprints in the butter. Pause for applause. Applause pause. Yeah. Okay, that looks good to me. So the players would come through here. They can use these areas as they can use these areas for the strategy, like lure the crocodiles. Thank you for your laughter, Jen. It does mean a lot to me. Yeah, okay, that looks like an encounter to me. Like, if we say that the crocodile can move over the pontoons as though they were not an obstacle, then does that actually free the crocodile up to do that? They can then move through here, like to this point at least. I should probably... If I delete that, then the crocodile can move through here. If I delete that... If I delete these two, crocodile can move up to here, get stuck. And if I can get to here, I'm just thinking about like how it can navigate this area. Like, can it basically get to every point on the land to aggress the players? I think the answer is yes. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine to me. So there we are. There's the crocodile swampy encounter. We can add some decoration, can't we? What are we gonna add? Oh, I want to add the bulrushes. Plants. Here we go. Can add some rushes. Can add them all along here. Doesn't have to be super accurate or even super pretty. We're just doing sort of proof of concept kind of thing. Was that one that I just did? Or was that the other one? No, we'll do some of these here as well. Mushrooms. We love a few mushrooms. I did have a character in one of my campaigns who's a druid, but they're only like they weren't an animal druid or a plant druid. They were a fungus druid, and they weren't shy to let you know about it. Oh, we can have some fishies. What is this? It's like a catfish or something. Ah, whoops. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, that looks catfishy. Well, you can go away for now, catfish. Let's have a look. We could have some trees. Ooh, this looks like a mossy tree. I like that. Maybe one over here. What's that? That's like a... Ooh, big old mangrove tree. Yeah. Yeah. It's already coming to life. What we got here? Pitcher plants. Those are tropical. I was thinking this is a sort of more temperate swamp, although crocodiles are typically found in more tropical areas. So... They were indeed a fun guy. No, he was quite cool. He was like, so one of the players in my group, they pretty much always played fighters because they didn't want to have to make too many decisions or whatever. And you know, I completely respect that. Fighters are nice and easy and fun in that way, but he decided to challenge himself and play a druid. Which is, you know, they're strong spellcasters, but I, respect the guy for stepping outside his comfort zone in such a major way, because druids are not simple to play in Pathfinder 2. So yeah, proud of him. And that guy, he was a fun guy, so... Unfortunately, he now lives miles away, so... I don't actually get very many chances to play with him, and playing online is not suitable for everybody, so... Yeah. We could add some more decorations in a bit. I would like... I like the druids are complicated as well. But, it's, not every class is for everybody. Like, let me go here and do... So here's Linny. She's a fan favorite. She's the iconic druid for Pathfinder. And this is her tiger, her snow leopard, who does have a name, but I always forget. But yeah, you get to... It's kind of the same as in D&D 5e. You pick a druidic order, whether you want to be Order of the Leaf or Order of the... What is it? Leaf? Wild? Oh no, Animal, Flame, Leaf, Stone, Storm, Wave, Wild. There we are. So not every druid gets wild shape. It's only... well, you have to opt to take it. And you also... Not every druid gets an animal companion either. You do have to pick the animal order to get an animal companion, which is fun. Like, I love pet classes, but in Pathfinder 1st edition, it did really feel like kind of everybody got pets, and sometimes you just didn't want a pet, and the alternative for druids was picking a cleric domain, which was fine, but like it didn't seem like a great trade-off. I don't know. But druids get all sorts of cool things in Pathfinder 2. Let's take a look. So they can get familiars, they can get meta magic, which is great. Sure Step. The shallows and tide pools have always called to you and let you pass unhindered. Steadying Stone. The earth has taught you how to remain unyielding and firm. Verdant Weapon. You cultivate a seed that can sprout into a wooden staff, vine whip, or another weapon. That's quite fun. Widen Spell, more meta magic. Enhanced Familiar, Order Explorer, Poison Resistance. elemental summons. You can call forth the 4 element. What is this one? Oh, you just gain the summon elemental. You can spend 10 minutes in concert with nature to replace one of the spells you prepared with a summon elemental spell. That's pretty fun. Like, it's not quite the spontaneous casting that they get in 1st edition, but that's still pretty good, you know? Oh, and it actually lists them here. That's quite good. What the heck is a Ledaliska? This doesn't sound familiar. Reflective water elementals that can bring forth images previously reflected on their surface and wholly freeze themselves in the shape of what they reflected. Huh. A Ledaliska can recall and replay any reflection ever cast on its surface, although it must still spend an action to seek to consciously notice fine or significant details. That's pretty fun. I like that. Sort of an elemental that is the reflection on a surface of water. That's fun. That's cool. Anyway, we were making a dungeon. So let's go back to Talespire. So I'm probably not going to do the whole thing tonight, because I think making a whole dungeon was way too ambitious. But, wait, Crocodile Swamp? No, Outpost of the Grey. This one. But I think we've made a decent start. I've certainly got a good place to think about. You can go down, Mr. Treant. Actually, I'm going to get rid of some of these. I'll keep the horrible goose, though. You can stay around. Actually, you know what? The goose. There we are. Swimmy goose. Okay, so if we have one tower, which is like crumble and open at the side, I'm still trying to think about the layout of the area, you know? Like what is an outpost? I'm gonna say, and I'm going to actually get rid of everything here and just delete that. Delete. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna lay something out. No, keep grid on. B for build, space, and then O for open library. Except I missed because I'm not looking at my keyboard currently. So let's just let's just use this as the floor to lay something out. So what if we have some like some walls? So make it sort of like a miniature castle, you know? I'm thinking there's a particular area in Metal Gear Solid 5 which has like a courtyard surrounded by four walls, each of which has like rooms within it. So that's what I'm thinking. So what if we do that? And then we can also have towers, which we will represent with these. No, that's really, really lame. There. Yeah, we'll do towers that are. Oh shoot! Curse my chubby hands. They're not chubby. I'm just tall. There we go. So we'll have a courtyard area. We'll have 4 towers, one of which is like, well, much of the area is going to be like run down and stuff. I might actually just use the castle stuff. Or the dungeon stuff, maybe. I mean, this looks kind of decrepit and swampy. But I do like that in the dungeon ruins, or the castle ruins, you've got these sorts of walls, which are like really run down. How does that look when juxtaposed next to the dungeon? Dungeon wall. How does that look? I mean, it fits better than the castle does. Because, like, if we put a castle next to it, the difference is really night and day. Yeah, we'll use the ruins and we'll use a dungeon. We'll use the oh, ruined temple. What's this? This must be pretty new. What the heck? What is this? It's like a Mesoamerican thing. Wow. Not going to use that. We are going to use... Although I do like... I might actually just use some of these stairs. Because, like, look. Look. They've got stairs that go around corners. They've got stairs that go around corners. I know that's a really simple thing to get excited about, but you know what? I'm a simple man. I'm a simpleton. Indistinguishable. Absolutely indistinguishable. That was mostly sarcasm. Well, partially sarcasm. They do work. Okay. Right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to have 4... oh, and we're also going to make this longer, and this is going to be like the guy's... not keep, but this is going to be where he does his stuff. So we'll put like a wall along the back here. The opposite of what I wanted, thank you. Okay, so the players will enter here, or like through one of the ruined towers. This will be like the big gate, the what's it called, the portcullis. Then there'll be some chambers in each of these wings. The player's goal will be to get to this area, this chamber. Ooh, hang on, doors. Where's the really big one? 2x1. Could use that, I suppose. How does it look when it's open? That's pretty dramatic. That is pretty dramatic. Of course, we could also turn it the other way, so it opens inwards. Maybe? No. There was one... wait. I remember there being... Well, here's the portcullis that I was talking about. So if we line that up, that goes there. This one is... I love this, but you really do have to support it with something. What is this one? That one would also work. That's like a cathedral door, I think. Yeah, see, it's got the the stuff around it. Portcullis raises up. Oh, it's so good. Come on. Getting it to close again is a different issue. There we go. What if, like, the courtyard's flooded? What if the courtyard's flooded and has a crocodile swimming around in it? Would that work? What if instead of encountering the crocodiles earlier in the swamp, it waits until this point, and then it's obvious that the crocodile is like the pet of the crocodile scholar? Would that work? Would that be a bit like contrived? Courtyard croc. Yeah. Okay, we'll go for courtyard croc then. So, oh, these guys need to stop flying. Stop flying. Stop flying, goose. Only crocodile gets to fly. Oh, also, here's another fun thing that I want to show you. You can knock people down. You can go boink, and they fall over. Isn't that fun? Poor goose. Pet the goose. Okay, so we'll go for courtyard croc. And this is also a pretty decent like area for them to fight the courtyard croc. We'll also do like if we go dungeon. How does that compare? It is a fun mechanic, isn't it? I like... They're going to add more stuff at some point. There's also emotes, so you can do like a Metal Gear noise. Or a wiggle. Or a twirl. There's lots of really fun features in this game. Alright, get rid of that. We're going to have that instead. That instead. And then we're going to have a roof on top. I might actually use the palisade, actually. Actually. How does that look if it... Does that look out of place or incongruent? I'm not sure. I do love this palisade set. Are there any dungeon battlements? Probably not. But there are ruin battlements. Yeah, here we are. Raise the camera up. Yeah. Okay, I think this would be good for a like a first level party. If there's like 4 quadrants, here is the I was about to call him the skeleton man, but no, the crocodile man. Yeah. Also, if we look at the props, hang on. Where is it? Grim? No. Misc Interior? Technology? We can get a telescope. No idea what those are. Pipes, furnaces. Well, fireplaces, not furnaces. There's plenty of books. You could have scattered papers. Crafting, maybe? Yeah, we could have some, like, alchemy laboratory. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I'm still way too high. I've got like a little Tesla coil. I think that's what that is. Or Van de Graaff generator. Like changes between multiple states. I love that the lightning, because it's solid, to make it look more like a tabletop game, because the lightning is solid, it casts a shadow, which is exactly the opposite of how lightning works in real life. Okay. So the adventure is going to be the players have to go through the swamp, find their way to this ruined outpost where they fight the mad crocodile wizard, who is not mad and not a wizard, but he is a crocodile. Did that door close properly? Oh yeah, it's just got banding on the side, which makes it look like it's sort of uneven. Okay. You'd think I'd be able to touch type by this age, but apparently not. Right. Dungeon. We need corners. Corners, please. Yeah, there we are. The mad wizard, and by that I mean hungry crocodile. Yep, exactly. Well, the thing is, like, I like the trope of like Island of Dr. Moreau stuff, where he turns people into animals. But I'm also sort of inclined towards the Curtis Connor thing, where he's just like trying to cure his own illness. Why do you always do that? Are you going to do the same thing if I do it that way? Yeah, it's really bad at dealing with like half-width blocks in that regard. So this is going to be his like main research hall, where he does all of his mad science. And it's going to be completely isolated from the rest of the compound, while the others you'll be able to access. Okay, so what I think is, if the players come in, there's two entrances. They can either come in through the front gate or through the ruined tower, but either way, they'll end up with access to this area, which they'll then get access to this area. They'll then get access to this area and then to here. That's going to be the process. And then this is going to be a long, narrow corridor. Or a long, narrow combat arena. Why are you like that? Why are you like that? And maybe what he'll do is, like, flood. Because the thing is, where crocodiles, just like regular crocodiles, really like being in the water. Like, they have a lot of bonuses to being submerged, which I just noticed these things. These arches. Probably want to use these at some point. Smally and biggie. Like that? That looks like it doesn't line up. Wait, are these meant to be arches, or are they meant to be like buttresses? I guess if you do that, they kind of line up. That would work as well. Oops. Face went weird. Okay, I think I have a rough idea for how I want the adventure to go, right? So the players have to first find out about the Crocker Man. He's got to have something they want. Possibly it's to do with being able to traverse the swamps, or possibly it's to be able to like breathe underwater. There is, I don't know if it exists in 2nd edition, but in Pathfinder 1st edition, let me see if I can find it. There's an item called like the Bottle of Air, which is just exactly what it sounds like, a bottle of air, which you can, as an action, like inhale some air and be able to hold your breath for longer. But like I say, I don't know if it exists in 2nd edition. That would be a good treasure for this sort of thing, though. Bottled air, there we are. Oh, it's also a very expensive item. Maybe not for 1st level then. Well, it's a very expensive item, but it's also very situational, is the thing. Like, you have, as a GM, you do kind of have to contrive situations in which your players are going to need it. And especially if they only have one between the group of them. You know, if they've got to share. Wait, do I have a corner of... What is this? That's not a corner. I don't know. I feel like it's the sort of item that, you know, if you're going to use it, you're going to get a lot of use out of it, and it's going to be really handy. But for the most part, you know, most of the time, it's not going to be an important. Combined bottled air and a straw for infinite scuba device. Yep. There we are. That looks a bit castly. Then we can have these. Maybe we'll have a. Maybe we'll have like wooden boards with like a hole in the ceiling, like this. Nope, not like that. Like this, so the players can like fall through it and catch the guy by surprise. Let's go rural. Yeah, that sort of thing, right? That sort of thing, right? Yeah. Let's bring our dwarf over here. So, can we drop the dwarf down the hole? Boink, we can. Perfect. Okay, maybe that's how the players get in then. Maybe these doors don't open until after they get in through the roof. That is quite a drop, though. M. Like, what is that? What is that? Like 20 feet? 20-foot drop. That's pretty dangerous. Not gonna lie. So wait, are these walls 10 feet tall? I guess they must be, right? Yeah. Well, there we are. Or we could have a pile of rubble beneath it. Yeah, some old crates. Sacks of flour and stuff. Come on. Yeah, we could have some stacked crates. What is this? Or like, yeah. There we go. That can land some grain, some bags of grain. Sacks of now moldy flour. Yeah, because it's been stored in a bloomin' swamp. Right. That's just to make sure it's lined up properly. So if we go out of build mode, close that, and then we're controlling the little dwarf man. So if we go hop, and then hop, yeah, we now land on or next to the flower. Perfect. Let's also turn the cut thingy away so we can actually see inside the building. Interesting that the doors don't. But it looks like you can't click on them in those places. Interesting. Might call that a bug and report it. Anyway, I haven't actually done a proper dungeon or a proper anything, but I've had fun, and I think I'm going to call the stream there because I feel like I am just going to get distracted further and further. And also, the music we're listening to is coming to an end. So, this has been a fun little impromptu stream. Thanks for joining me. I will probably finish this adventure at some point and then maybe quote-unquote publish it. But we'll see. If I find the energy. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining us. I will chat to you all another time. Bye-bye. Wait. Bye-bye.